Okay, hopefully I'm dialed in and everybody can see me. My name is Kent. Channel is EOS San Diego. I'm out of Carlsbad, California, and I mainly talk blockchain and specifically about the EOS blockchain, of which we'll talk about a little bit tonight. So if you're interested in EOS, this is probably not a bad place for you to hang out or watch videos, because I do talk about it every single night. So anyway, what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about the governance issues going on. And of course, we are block producers, but we're so far down the list that it doesn't really matter to us anymore, because we don't make rewards. I think we're 125 on the list. Top 21 are block producers. They actually build the blocks. There's validators all the way up to like 75, where they enter a little bit of their backups and they earn some rewards. And then of course everybody else after that is they just run the chain. They're just running the software without anything given back to them, and that's what we do. We run the software. We are block producers. I think we're like 125 last time I checked. We will continue to be block producers even though we're not making any rewards, because we think it's important to run the chain, and we are dApp developers, and we have the challenge application downloadable in a Google Play Store, hopefully in Apple very quickly, and I think it's important to run the chain. So that's what we're doing. So there's been a lot of talk about governance lately. Governance being how the chain is run and who is running the chain. A lot of talk about that. Right now, I think the chain is running basically like an insurance company runs. It's statistically run by the code, which is kind of like a actuarial science, which is how insurance companies work, where it's just the hard facts, very little emotion involved, very, very unforgiving. You make a mistake and you pay for it, as we've seen a couple times with some people I've talked to on my channel and have talked with about loss of EOS and other tokens. In fact, I just talked about one here recently. So anyway, it's run very unforgiving. It's run very, very much by code, a very cold process. A lot of people would like to bring a little bit more of the human factor back into it by having a little more better governance, little decisions making a little bit different, maybe a little less of the things where people are complaining right now about certain block producers becoming very powerful and centralized in certain areas in the world, and those block producers able to buy votes. So a lot of problems with what's going on with that, and a lot of people are making note of that. But that's the way the chain runs. That's the way it's going, and I think it's hard not to do that based on what people have already decided to do in the past. I guess there for a while they were reversing blocks, or they tried to froze some accounts. Didn't reverse blocks, actually froze some accounts, and a lot of people didn't like that, because freezing accounts means you have a hand in how this thing is going, and there can be some disputes over if they should be frozen or not. But it didn't work out that way. So I think some of the block producers were able to get enough of the 15 out of the 21 block producers to agree that the governance or some of the governance should be eliminated. That's what exactly happened. Now they're coming back and thinking maybe that wasn't such a great idea. But there's a remedy, and that's what this video is about. And I don't know if the remedy is going to be used very soon, but it's certainly there. And I think if EOS Block 1 feels like this is a problem, they got a really quick fix and a real easy fix. And it's called 10% of the votes. It's 100 million tokens. So Block 1 can step in at any time with 100 million tokens, pretty much determine who the block producers are, and by doing that can pretty much change how the block chain is run. Now the problem with that is, if they do that, they seem like they're controlling the blockchain, and the blockchain becomes very centralized, and it becomes a problem for a lot of people as far as how distributed, how decentralized this is. So I think it's a fine line they got to walk. I have a feeling, listening to some of the stuff coming out, though, that they may start pushing in a certain direction. I mean, they wouldn't have to vote with the whole 100 million to kind of give you what it is their thought process is. So I think that's kind of a possibility. I've talked about that a long time ago, about voting. In fact, I think a couple times they have actually kind of almost indicated that they may use some of their votes to influence some of the things going on in the blockchain. They may not. I don't know. But they got 100 million tokens. They can vote it whatever way they want to vote it, and they can vote it. That's talked about a long time ago. They are certainly eligible to vote. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think things would be a lot better if Price was doing well, more applications were being built, and there was more activity right now in the blockchain. I think that you wouldn't even hear about these issues. Everybody would be very happy. But there's a few people that are unhappy, and I think maybe Block One may do something about that. It remains to be seen. I have a feeling that there could be a possibility Block One could vote with their 100 million tokens, or at least some of their 100 million tokens. And they could give us a little bit of direction where it is they're thinking they should go. So anyway, they are definitely in control, and I think they will stay in control, and we'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to allow it to go in a direction that doesn't benefit EOS and benefit its token holders. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.